finally made it back to Unit 9. I did a part 1, which was all that down there and around the corner. But look at this structure. This is what I really loved about this pit. And there's a lot of these pits have weeds that grow up about, 3 to 4 feet, maybe even further than that, off the shore, making all of this along the bank really just like a top water thing or a punch through kind of way to fish. But this pit does not have that. It has brush, it has fishable brush, and so I fished all that. Sorry about swinging the camera so fast. I'm excited, what can I say? But this time I'm going to hit around that way, and it looks just as great. But anyway, this is Memorial Day weekend, and I'm wearing this shirt in honor of all of the servicemen that have and women that have gave the ultimate sacrifice, that really all they wanted to do was just fish. Being a service member myself, 823rd Red Horse, I was in during a time when there was no conflicts. It was from 78 to 85. And Graham Redmond came along and Reagan cut back. And I was a carpenter in Red Horse. And I'm also colorblind, so that really narrowed what I could have got into, because they were deleting all those kind of unnecessary people, Red Horse is basically going contract, civilian contract. But anyway, here's to all those that are serving right now, and those that have, and those, of course, that have given the ultimate sacrifice. Let's make America the best that we possibly can by going out and enjoying it. It's here for us. So we'll see how today goes. I'm a late start, so there's ingredient number 1. Now all I need to do is see a snake in the water, and I know it's going to be a great day. Let's see. All right, so this pit also has a really good boat launch still. I use my paddle to kind of, I use my paddle to kind of check and see if it drops off. It comes out quite a ways before it finally gets to the end. I think you'd be really close to being able to launch any kind of a boat off of that ramp. The only problem is it's not a really great turnaround spot. I mean, you'd have to come in this way and then back up, and then I don't know where you'd park, just alongside the road, I guess. But anyway, I'm not going to bother fishing right here, because this is I'm not going to look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? There's more of this to come though. But you can see you could fish from the bank right through all along here. This is a great pit, if you don't have a boat, to bring your kids and fish. Because you can, that's back opposite the boat launch, going out from the boat launch, that drops off really deep, catfish, bluegill bass. And this area right here, same way. But anyway, I think you could have some fun. There's a bobber right there. That's the only problem about fishing from the bank. You can't go get it if it gets hung up, but bring lots of spares. See, this is really good. You got all this bank here to fish from. And obviously, fishing from the boat is really good too. I like the color of the water. I'm thinking, thank you, chatterbait water again. So we're going to see how the chatterbait does, because why would I stop using it, right? It's been my go-to. I see there was something up against the shore. Now this place does have big grass carp in it as well. A lot of these pits have big grass carp in them. So I try not to get too carried away when I see a big swirl like that, because especially up close to the bank, it could be bass, it could be a grass carp. Before I leave, I have to toss the old buzzbait. Very bad cast. But this is the kind of structure that this pit has. These kind of trees in the water. No weeds up against the shore, so you can toss a top water right up against the shore and work it around. And I know the devil's horse is really good about calling them up from the depths to smack it. And so my buzzbait really was not necessary. It's too fast moving. I want to make sure that since the targets are small like this, that I spend as much time with my bait making noise around the target as I possibly can. So that's why I've decided to change up. See, there's a nice big swirl over there. Again, grass carp or bass, who knows? But we'll find out. That was headed for disaster. Gotta try the weightless worm. Wow, it's really nasty looking. Something like that, probably a bluegill. So see, in this pit, there's the landing area. This is only as far as I've gotten. But just look at this bank over here. Look at all the stuff, the structure. There's like stumps of trees sticking up. All of this should be underwater. I mean, all of that should be underwater. Where that grass is growing all nice and neat along the bank. This pit should be about 3 feet higher than it is, which means this island here that I'm coming up on, all this grass should be underwater. The right straight ahead, the tallest point of this, whatever kind of grass that is, that would just barely be sticking up out of the water if it was at normal stage. So structure galore, and this seems to be the kind of color the water is naturally here. Sort of a murky, let's see, visibility. How far would you say? Maybe but like 2 feet visibility, 1.5 feet. So, you know, noise making baits and stuff like that, flashy baits, things would be probably good to use. I'm by far no expert, just kind of getting back into this whole fishing thing. Oh, shoot. I had one come out and clobber it. Just got the tail though. In the shade by the tree. Man, my casting has been atrocious. Perfect example. It's like I'm afraid to cast. Oh, he was okay with that though. Right into the branch. Here we go. Get him up. Yeah, hi there. Oops, sorry. Man, you got hooked every which way from Sunday, didn't you? Oh, little guy. He gets a start. Thanks, buddy. I really didn't think he was going to hit it. It was too far out. Pretty aggressive little dude. Thanks, buddy. Ah, ooh, ow. Didn't mean to do that. Hope he didn't get a concussion. Flipped out of my hand and hit his head on the side of the raft. But he really wanted that dude. Man, he chased that right out of... Mine, leave it alone. Seriously, I hope he's okay. So you know, if I was to toss a weightless worm down in there, I bet you I'd probably have some fish come and hit it. Oh, crying out loud. Here we go with the casting again. Unbelievable. Yep, another great shot. Well, that turns out better than I thought it would. Man, so that's dude is really tearing it up. Okay, so I've come a little ways from the boat launch. Apparently this is the back end of the pit. There looks like there's an arm that goes off that way and it comes around the corner. Lots of structure. Really the wrong time of day to be out here. You know, lunchtime, no wind. Middle of it. There has been some action, obviously. I've caught a couple of fish, and I haven't tried everything that I could or should try, like a fluke or something like that, in and around this stuff. But there's just, the brush piles are pretty dense that are here, so it really makes this like fishing above them and on the edges really about the only option, because if you put anything down in there and you get a bite, good luck getting it out, right? We'll see what happens. Shade is pretty much out of the question. It's little pockets like this, and unfortunately the shadiest spot on this side of the pit had zero structure. Might come back through the crankbait. Maybe. So normally, as I was saying earlier, the water would be up about the top of this grass right here, at least 3 feet down from where it normally would be. And in a kayak, or even this right here, you go right on across, and there's a whole nother side over there. Makes me think that I should probably try that. Yeah, but I won't. Those fish are lucky. I'm not gonna. I'll stick over here on this side. But it is a much bigger pit if it's all connected. Hey, a little turtle. Not a snake. I've not seen a snake yet today. And I've only caught a couple of little bass. Coincidence. All right, so this is the back of a cove that's here. Or a channel, whatever you want to call it. Goes out in a fairly, kind of a deep spot in the middle there. There's all kinds of beds here from bluegill, I imagine. They look like old beds, all silted in. Nothing of new. I don't know if you can see this. Right down in here, there's 1, 2, 3, just lots and lots of beds, side by side, and no sign of anything being stirred up or even any little fry swimming around. But I mean, to look at this place, that kind of stuff right there, it goes down probably about 4 or 5 feet straight down, sort of. You can about follow the bank and then sort of flattens out. Lots of branches, so it's really hard to think of using like a crankbait or anything. A weightless something would work fine, I imagine. The only thing I've caught any fish on has been the good old devil's horse, top water. I did have one smackless. I saw it. I cast up into like a hole like that on one of my more accurate casts, and something immediately charged and hit it, dropped it, and then I had another one follow this out almost to the boat, and it probably was no more than 14, 15 inch long. But he saw me and diverted. Okay, so there's my snake going right along the bank over there. A little too late though, I think. Kind of a small one too, so. But, hey. My snake has been spotted. Actually, I cast my chatterbait, almost hit him with it. That's what got him moving. There's a raccoon. I think I'll say over on this side. Oh, I've not seen a raccoon swimming across a pit before. Beavers, but not raccoons. And this time of day, maybe they just decided to take a little dip. Come on, family, let's go for a swim. Well, and there you have it. Unit number 9, part 2. Not nearly as exciting as part 1 when I went that away. But, you know, I said I'm going to try these. It's great going to a pit that you know you're going to be able to catch big bass in. But it's also great finding out what other kind of pits are around here. So this is close to Scammon. It's on 10, let's see. Well, if you're going down 69, I think it's 102, Highway 102, but I don't think it's marked like that. It's around the TV station KCOW. I mean, KYM. Head west towards Scammon. When you get to 30th Street, you take a right, you go north, and it's just a little ways on down on the right-hand side. You'll see the sign for it. There's another pit right when you come in that I have not fished yet. I need to, because like I say, I'm trying to fish all the pits, see what they're like, so that you can see what they're like and decide whether or not you want to come here and check it out. Couple of bass today, not of any size, kind of like the last time I fished on that side, only fewer. Of course, you know, when you start at say 11:30 and you stop at just a little after 3, it's 3:14 right now. That's not really the prime fishing time during the day, but that's what I end up giving myself when I sleep in. I like sleeping in, it's kind of neat. Anyway, hope you like it. Thanks again for checking these out, liking and subscribing. Really appreciate that. And find out where we go next time. Till then, good luck fishing. Bye.